It's time to be really honest about parents in specifically America because that's my lived experience. There's a lot of people that when I post content like you need to enrich your children's minds with classes instead of items, and their knee-jerk reaction is, well, do you know how expensive that is? Do you know how expensive that is? I have 3 kids. Do you know how expensive that is? What's wrong with that statement? What's wrong with that statement? The thing I see wrong with that statement is that you chose to have 3 children and then found out that, shocker, classes cost money. Shocker, housing costs money. Shocker, healthy food costs money. How? Like, unless you are like a teen bride, where did you miss that memo? Why was that memo missed? I find it extremely irresponsible for men and women to complain about costs of children when every responsible human being knows that to raise a responsible human being is not cheap. You can't just give them an iPad and be like, have at it. Raising thoughtful, productive members of society takes effort and energy. Anyone with stressed out parents like I did, who didn't grow up rich like I did, can see the stress it takes on parents when you don't have money and resources. So what are the responsible adults doing today? Well, the millennials, starting with millennials, my generation, they're being really thoughtful about whether or not they should be procreating because they know and they understand that this is a humongous responsibility. So when someone says to me, well, do you know how much it costs?
I agree with it 100%, man. You know what I'm saying? We need to start being more financially stable before we have kids because, you know what I'm saying? If you struggling financially, that means your child gonna suffer in some way, form, or fashion, bro. So I think we need to start making sure we more stable before we have kids. But it's a lot of different stories out here, and it's a lot of different ways to look at it too. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of women out here that's teenagers when they having kids, and you can't expect no teenagers to think with a developed mind because their mind ain't fully developed yet. You know what I'm saying? So they got to mature along the way. They got to learn the hard way, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's the right way to learn and nothing like that, but it's a lot of that going on. And if you want that to stop, you got to say basically, don't have sex, and we all know that ain't finna happen because at a certain age your hormones get to racing and you're just gonna do it, and certain time things happen, you know what I'm saying, because it only take one time, so that's a way to look at it. That's one way to look at it or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Another way is you got women out here, they might believe in a man and think that, you know what I'm saying, he gonna do whatever he say because he's selling the dreams and this and that, woo woo, and she had kids by him, one or two, and then he split, he going on about his business, she's sitting there stuck with the kids, you know what I'm saying. Now I will say this: if you're a single mother and you raising a child or kids by yourself and you go get in another relationship and not at least demand marriage out of that man, then you foolish at that point, you know what I'm saying, because you already know how hard it is. You experiencing it already, so